Hello, all right, so really quick, I'm going to go over some quick things to tell whether someone is BSing you or not, whether they know something about swordsmanship or not. And there are 4 quick things that I know about that I like to look for whenever someone tells me they know something about swordsmanship, whether it be, no matter what kind of sword they're using, whether European, Chinese, Japanese swords. There's some things you can look at, especially if you don't have any knowledge about swordsmanship. There's some small things you can look at to tell whether they kind of know what they're talking about or not. First thing is actually how they handle the sword. I like to look at the amount of respect that they treat any sword-related item that they're handed, whether they take it, whether it's a full, real live blade, or fully steel or not, or whether it's just a wooden item or even a foam piece of item, whether they take it, whether they bow to it, whether they actually take the time to take it for something as this is a dangerous item that I'm going to be wielding, or I'm going to be doing dangerous techniques. Whether if they just take it and snatch it up and start doing stuff with it, that shows me that they don't have a level of respect for the item that they're using. So that's one of the first things. How do they handle the weapon when they get it? Do they take the time for it or not? Another thing, how they hold the sword. Yeah, there are many different grips throughout history, throughout time, about how they would hold a certain weapon for certain scenarios. Technically, there's no wrong answer, but certain weapons need to be held certain ways in order to be used correctly. So if someone's holding it all up and holding it like that and just swinging it randomly and things, no, that is almost wrong across the board. So that is something to look at if you are not sure if they know how to handle the sword. They might have skills with using it that way because they practice, but that kind of practice is not correct. It's not the kind of practice that makes using the structure of the sword efficient. So using the right kind of grip for the right kind of weapon is important. So someone using the wrong kind of grip may be trained in another type of sword and just using whatever stick or sword to practice with. So that's something to look at. The other thing, whether their back is straight. No matter what stance or what type of swordsmanship they're doing, if their back is not straight, that shows a lack of practice, a lack of attentiveness while they're actually doing stuff. Now, if they're swinging at things, you're just showing, this is my technique, their back may be perfectly straight. But really look at what is their back, what degree of straightness does their back have when they're actually engaging, when they're blocking, or when they're actually attacking at somebody who's attacking their back. That's something that's key to look at. And the last thing actually that I like to look at to tell whether someone knows what they're doing with swordsmanship is the back foot. No matter what type of art that they do, the back foot should always be controlled. It should never, be attacking and then it's like, that's not what you want. No matter what type of attacks you do, the back foot needs to be stable. It needs to not lift up, even if it's going to be forward. It needs to have control. It should not be shaking or wiggling around. Someone may know and have a great deal of knowledge about swordsmanship, but if their back foot is not controlled while they're engaging in sword practice, that shows a lack of practice. That shows a lack of experience. Maybe not a lack of knowledge. They might know everything about said item they're using, but really, how much training have they done using it or practicing with it against somebody? How much intention is behind their training? That's the stuff that's lacking. So those are just some small things that I like to look at whenever someone tells me, I know about sword. Well, really? How much do you know? And show me some stuff. If anything deviates from those things, I know.